Jimmy boy. Remember that, right? Who's in the picture?
There's 9.
10, right?
Number
Yeah, he's like number 11.
Jim?
He's number 11. I don't know what happened to the other numbers.
You're number 11?
Yeah.
Number 11.
I thought it was number 1.
Makes
but-
you write down the number. We're going to pass around the testimonials with the numbers on it. You guys can look at them, read them, and remember who they are. There's no pictures attached. We probably should have pictures.
Well, I did have a slideshow, but Dr. Ray stole it.
I stole it. Well, I didn't know.
Well, just to start off, my first, I have two major conditions that I had. The first one was high blood pressure, and I had it for about 20 years. And I actually had migraines for 3 to 4 times a week, and I always thought it was like sinus headaches. And a friend at church actually got migraines a lot, and he gave me one of his Imitrex during one of my, and it worked. And it worked. And so that Monday I went to the doctor, and he says, "You can't have that with the high blood pressure." And so he put me on some high blood pressure medicine. It took 2 different medications in order to get it down to a normal level. And after that, I didn't have any more migraines. So I was on that medication for 15 years. Then, about 10 years ago, I was diagnosed borderline diabetic. And borderline, I'll never get it, I was in denial. And, the very day I met Dr. Ray, it was actually, my wife and my daughter drugged me here, because usually I don't come to, and it was actually the kickoff meeting to the Biggest Loser. And I hadn't even told my wife and my daughter yet that I was diagnosed with diabetes. And so I'm here sitting in this presentation, and it just clicked in my mind. And that night, I got rid of our furniture, I put down exercise mats, and I just went all in to start exercising and eating right. And as Dr. Ray said, I actually was the biggest loser, and in 2 ways. But so anyway, and, my wife and my daughter's like, "Who is this guy?" Because they drugged me here, and like that night, I was completely changed. It clicked in my mind. And like I said, I took the blood pressure medicine for at least 15 years, and before that, I took a very high dosage of Advil for years, and to try and beat my headaches. And for the diabetes, I didn't start on any medication when I was diagnosed, and luckily I met Dr. Ray at that time. And at the time, I was just right on the edge, and the doctor said, "Well, try an exercise and diet program for 3 months, and we'll retest." Well, luckily I met Dr. Ray, and that 3 months was an awesome 3 months, and I went back. I waited an extra month. I went back in 4 months to where my blood worked, and it was normal. And so I don't have diabetes. I never had to take anything for it. And as you saw in the video, or in the picture, I was severely overweight, and I had stopped doing much of any strenuous activities, or even doing any projects around the house. And I would sit in my recliner and watch TV or watch the grandkids play. And just months before I met Dr. Ray, I witnessed my mom suffer from diabetes, cancer. She had these for years, but just 3 months before I met Dr. Ray, she actually passed away because of complications for these. And she, pretty much you could name a disease, and she had it at one point in time. And so, and I fooled myself for many years thinking, I would never get there. And having high blood pressure and borderline diabetes. Then when I got that call and said that I actually had diabetes, I just had to really examine my life and realize I don't want to end up like my mom did. And she spent 30 to 40% of her time in hospitals and nursing homes, in some sort of care, because she couldn't take care of herself, for the last 5 to 10 years of her life. And I just, you know, and when I met Dr. Ray, it just really clicked in my mind. I did not want to spend the rest of my life like that. And it's been a little over a year since I met Dr. Ray, and I've lost now 95 pounds. And I no longer take any high blood pressure medication. I don't even take any medication at all. And I've never had to take anything for the diabetes, and I never get migraines anymore as well. And all I can say is praise God for the 5 essentials. And now I am truly living my life. I now actually get down and play with my grandkids. And a lot of projects around the house, the honey-do list is actually getting done now. So my wife's real happy about that. So that's my story.